Okay, so this year I've played 8 rounds of golf with differing students, and what I have seen is only one student properly warm up, and this means she actually went on the range and hit some golf balls. Everybody else kind of walks straight to the first tee or does a little bit of putting, and unfortunately that's just, you know, not good enough, right? And you guys can let me know in the comments box below whether that's you as well. So what we want to do is keep things really simple. What we need to do in the golf swing is we need to, as quickly as we can, find a sequencing and something that you can take onto the golf course, and that's why I want you to do this drill for only 5 minutes before you next play. Now all you need for this is, you don't even need to hit balls if you don't want to. You're going to get a tee peg and you're going to position the tee peg in between your thumb and your trail palm, like so. Okay, so can you see that in there? Now the idea is, once you've fed that into that position, all you're going to do is either spend a few minutes making some practice swings, okay, or if you can, you're going to go and hit some balls down the driving range. And obviously it's a little awkward because you want to keep that tee peg in there the whole time and just warm yourself up. Now the reason why this drill is so important is because, again, as I mentioned earlier, we need to get a feeling for good connection. Okay, so what happens with pretty much every amateur golfer is, in the backswing position, you tend to get your hands too close to your body, and this materializes because your arms sort of break down, and this basically means that your right palm is not staying in contact with your left thumb, and it's not keeping good width in your backswing position. So if you end up kind of swinging like this, which is what happens with, you know, a good proportion of the students that I've seen so far this year play, is that you're going to get really armsy in the downswing, and you're going to struggle particularly with the longer clubs. You know, those longer clubs, the clubs that you're going to be hitting at the beginning part of your round, they want to be swung with width. They want you to have a nice wide motion of that club head to the side of the body. They don't want that coming down really narrow. The other problem, and this may be sometimes a problem that happens to better golfers, is that the body starts firing too quickly. Okay, so what this means is that you kind of, like so, and you probably know a few people like that, where the body just feels like it's a bit awkward, like it's firing for the sake of it. And again, why is this drill so good? Because once you use that tee peg and you put it back in that position in between your palm and thumb, I'm here. If I fire my hips, my hands are going to end up really close to me in this way. What we want to do is get good synchronization. See my arms here? And that is going to make, one, the warm-up realistic. Okay, so that's the first thing it's going to do. It's a realistic thing that I'm asking you to do, just to spend literally 5 minutes. But the other thing that it's going to do is it's really going to help out your strike. It's really going to help out your coordination. And the last thing it's really going to help you do is control the club face. You see, if you imagine making some swings where you really bent your arms, you might be able to hit the ball, but you think what that club face is trying to do. And you imagine doing that on like a chipping technique, you know, like this. It'd be all over the shop. You would never do it. You know, you would putt and you'd go wide, wide. If you're chipping, you should be going wide, wide. And therefore, when you're swinging, we want to be going wide, wide, okay? And the best way to do it is grab yourself a tee peg, pop it in between the thumb and the palm, feed it through in your hands, right into that area, and make some swings and make sure it stays connected there until you've done 5 minutes, and then you can walk onto the first tee. And then the rest is down to you. See you guys again really soon.